Oh man, to play Vidya again.
Vigima Games.
Vidya games, Vidya games, Vidya games, Vidya games.
Are we, is anyone able to check levels yet?
I cannot do that,
Vast.
as my bandwidth is narrow and tiny. And multitasking that would suck up all the bits.
Where did Vast go?
I don't
Supposed
know,
to
I don't
be-
hear her. She was back.
No, I'm here. I was
Okay.
looking at memes. I'm here.
Well, that's
Distracted by Memology 101.
that's suitable for calm quietness.
There's a I don't know. Well, I don't even really know him that well. I've only listened to 2 songs from him. But there's this new young rapper by the name of Roddy Ricch who has the number one
Roddy Ricch.
single out
Oh
in.
shoot! Heads up, enemy.
What?
Enemy.
Huh? What? We're not in the same place. Where are you?
Oh, I'm by the crafting table where there's zombies. Sorry.
Oh.
Continue, Vast.
Yeah, and his latest song has a really. It's not even interesting. It's just like a very noticeable sound in the hook.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of like Hotline Bling when Drake's video came out. Everyone is like latched onto this sound and doing different memes and vids about it. And so I was just looking at a couple of them.
I
The latest
see.
fat craze.
Oh man, I miss the Hotline Bling memes. They were great.
Dude, when he started throwing pepperonis on his pizza, I lost it.
Yes, yes. I like the lightsaber one.
Yeah.
That one was good too.
Oh, but we are live.
Wavies, those things.
Wavies. I'd like someone to check levels first, though.
Yep, I am pulling up the tubes of you.
Tubes
Mic
of you.
check. Mic check.
Oops.
Let me mute myself so you don't hear.
Is there spider
And,
stuff in this hole? Why are there spider things in this hole?
There's an eyeball because I didn't want it, but I kept the string.
Oh. Hey, make a fishing rod out of it, man.
An eyeball? I thought just the fishing string.
No, the string.
Oh yeah.
Hippie.
We need to find some coal. I need to get some coal for some torches.
I think I have some coal. Yeah, I've got some coal. You want some? Where are you at?
Yes, I do want some coal.
Hick!
A bit of coal. Ah, yes, coal.
Okay, you guys sound really good talking about coal. I'm just putting my
Awesome.
beautiful voice out here and listening to myself now.
Do it. Rockin' coal.
All right, I think that we are a go.
Cool.
Sweet.
Wow, we have a full house since October to do a podcast, you guys.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow.
It has been a while.
Oh,
And-
wow.
Now Arcades is here, and we're so full of vigor, I guess you could say. But
Adventure. It awaits.
we have an entire year of reflection to do in the span of maybe an hour and a half.
It's gonna be
And,
longer. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, it might be. There's going to be some ventilation. I can already tell.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
This is our podcast where we're gonna do our wavies.
Wavy.
Yeah, that's if in case anybody didn't know, that is our version of our video game awards that we put on every single year for our adoring fan.
This is
Hi,
true. This
Mom.
is accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate,
Oh,
very accurate.
and I don't have the list in front of me, but I'm sure our list
Nope.
master does.
Yep. Let's master.
Yes. I do have this year's 2019 Wavy nominees list, or not even nominees, winners list in front of me. Winners list because if you are somewhat familiar, the 10 of you, who might listen to this, we usually have a list of nominees, and then we'll go through them, we'll talk, and then we'll, by consensus, crown a winner for each of our categories. However, this year, the year of 2019, we did not game as hard as Durnami typically has in the past.
Nope.
So our nominations list was actually pretty small
Yep.
because our gaming pool was pretty small. So this year, instead, we're just going to give you the categories, give you our picks. There's a couple that have more than one, but not really. Mostly it's just, this is the game. This is the game.
Yeah. And let me start off by saying that our list is going to be dominated by 2 games. Just
Pretty much.
that's just, buckle in for that a lot. But
Before we do anything, I think you should actually, just for anyone watching, run through the full list so they know the games that were present in 2019.
oh my God, that's huge.
It is a huge list. Just hit it, Listmaster, go.
All right, there's a lot of games listed here, and I'm going to tell you right now, I just pulled this list from the internet, and I'm sure it's missing certain games, especially ones that were released towards the end of 2019. But in no particular, well, actually in a particular order, starting from January down to towards the end of the year, games released for 2019. We have Onimusha Warlords, Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, Resident Evil 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, The Occupation, The Walking Dead, God Eater 3, Monster Energy Supercross, Trials Rising, Dead or Alive 6, Far Cry New Dawn, Jump Force, Anthem, Metro Exodus, Dirt Rally 2.0, Left Alive, Devil May Cry 5, The Division 2, The Sinking City, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Mortal Kombat 11, Days Gone, Super Meat Boy Forever, Team Sonic Racing, Rage 2, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Shenmue 3, Judgment, Bloodstain, Ritual of the Night, Catherine, Full Body, Code Vein, Control, Dreams, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Medieval Remake, Psychonauts 2, The Outer Worlds, Twin Warrior, Wargroove, Wasteland 3, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Yakuza 5, Life is Strange 2, Episode 2, Rules, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, Lego Movie 2 video game, Tojo and Earl Back in the Groove, Super Robot Wars 2, Tropico 6, Shovel Knight, Shutdown, Monster Hunter Iceborne, Dauntless, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Remnant Fall from Ashes, Death Stranding, Borderland 3, and then from the Nintendo list, there's...
You can skip the duplicates for the Nintendo list.
Yep. So,
Because
but
there are
new
some crossover duplicates.
And the list that I gave you right there were mainly from Xbox, PS4, and I'm sure that some of those games also appeared on PC as well. But, we're Team Sony, Team Xbox, with a little bit of Nintendo love. So New Super Mario Brothers Universe, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. I forgot about that one. I played that.
Well, there you go.
Pokemon, Vampire, Yoshi's Crafted World, Blaze Blue Central Fiction, Lego Movie 2, Dauntless. I forgot to mention that one earlier.
We played that.
Yeah, we did, and that was pretty fun. Fire Emblem Three Houses, Ring Fit Adventures, Mario Maker 2, Astral Chain. That was another one that was on my list I didn't make too. Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pine, Overland, Neocab, Creature in the Well, Bloodroots, Swim Sanity, and Lambeer Arcade?
I do love that question at the end.
I don't even know what that is, but there.
Well, that's it, folks. That's the condensed list of 2019.
Yes.
Expedite version.
And as long as we're listing things, I'll run you through our categories real quick. We have
cave.
our Game of the Year, Best Game Sound, Best Gameplay, Biggest Bang for Your Buck, Best Game Update, Most Surprising Game of 2019, Games that we wish we played this year, Biggest Flop of 2019, Best Developer Producer Studio of 2019, Most Disappointing Developer Producer Studio of 2019, and the Most Anticipated Game of 2020. That's right, the games that are coming soon, but not soon enough. So I think in this case, like we always do, we'll debate. Do we want to start with the game of the year, or do we want to start with best game sound?
Game of the year should probably go last. I think we usually do it last.
You think so?
All right.
I
Okay.
thought so. Well, I mean, I don't really care. I don't care. Whoever wants to drive this show, drive it. I'm in the passenger seat.
All right, then let's start with our winner for best game sound.
What did we choose? Was it?
I chose Remnant from the Ashes.
It was creepy AF.
Yeah.
Look, y'all. I'm sure that there are other
Now
like
that means
horror...
it can be good, a good kind of creepy, but oh man, it was something.
The sound design in that game, we played it very briefly. We haven't 100% deep dived on this game yet.
We will.
We will be streaming it.
Oh, yeah.
But
And screaming.
just those and screaming it. But just those few hours playing that, I was 100% on the edge of my seat, glued
Yeah.
and trembling because of the sound effects and everything in my ear. The creatures moaning, like the sound, like the directional design of the sound, like you could hear them
And
moaning.
the fact they wouldn't speak until they're standing right next to you.
It was
Looking
really,
at you,
really
Sword
good.
Pope.
Oh yeah.
The Sword Pope.
The dripping sounds, the exploding sounds of some of the enemies, the when you're swinging your weapons, they sound very heavy. When that Sword Pope comes on you, that swoop of sound of his blade was like amazing and creepy, and you will bleed out the second it hits you.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh god. Skeleton.
it was quite the experience. But I think that out of all the games that I played this year, that sound design was the best.
I can't really say that I have one chosen. So I'm just gonna default to Remnant because.
All right,
Yeah.
what else is there? Congratulations, Remnant. You won the coveted Wavy.
Oh, so
Quite
coveted.
Super coveted.
Super coveted. All right, next on our list is best gameplay. Now, this was a little difficult of a decision because, again, there weren't that many. Collectively, our gaming list was a little smaller than normal. And so I just went ahead and chose because who's going to tell me no? And I put on here, very controversial decision, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Now, we're gonna have to preface this by saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 was chosen by one of us for gameplay, not Game of the
That's
Year.
No. This is just gameplay. And here's where I go with this. I'm sure some people out there was like, what? What about Devil May Cry? What about Sekiro? Well, first, those are two games that I am, too jittery and old to play at this point. I'm pretty sure I have arthritis in my hands. There's no way I can make it through either of those games. But I do feel that after playing the Kingdom Hearts franchise all the way to this game, it was a really good progression of gameplay. It felt familiar, but it innovated in a lot of ways in the ultimate system, and the aerial combats felt a lot cleaner and tighter, and it was a lot of fun to play. It was just a lot of fun to play, and so that's where I'm putting my vote, and
Well,
you guys have to agree.
That's fair, but I feel like I should put in another title,
Okay, it's going to lose, but go ahead.
and that's Death Stranding.
Oh, the package maker.
Yes, Amazon Delivery Simulator.
Kind of wish I had
Because
time to play that game, but I didn't.
it's so remarkably different than anything else that I have played in the last decade. I'm gonna have to go with that one. Also because I didn't play Kingdom Hearts because of the astounding lack of pants. And
Looking at you, Donald.
yeah. Unfortunately, looking at Donald. It
Not
was
like there's duck dick everywhere.
it was just different, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it was refreshing, and it was actually nice to play a game where the objective wasn't to murderize everything in your path. You know what I mean? There was a reason why you didn't do those things, and for a game to give you a reason to not murderize everything like the sociopath we know that I am is nice. You know what I mean?
Quite, yes.
All right, so that's 2 on the list for best gameplay. That's Kingdom Hearts 3, Death Stranding. Kingdom Hearts for its evolution of gameplay into the most current generation of after how many years was that in development? Like 10 years they were able to keep it fresh. And then Death Stranding for giving you a different gameplay from the astounding mind of Hideo Kojima.
Indeed.
And you know what? I wouldn't be upset if they tied for best gameplay of 2019.
Do it, because I can't pick. I didn't play enough.
Arcadius,
All right.
I think the entire year you played 2 games.
You're probably not wrong.
We got to do better in 2020, guys. All right,
yeah,
then.
it's been a lot of stuff happening.
Well, then we're just going to have to just congratulate Kingdom Hearts 3 and Death Stranding for winning the Wavies for best gameplay 2019.
Moving forward, unfazed.
Unfazed. Biggest bang for your buck. Our nominee/winner is
I think we chose Borderlands 3, right?
Borderlands 3. That's right. Give it up for the game.
I don't. I got nothing to say against that at all.
It's a fun game. We haven't played it. We haven't finished it.
Tell us.
I know.
Tell us why it's the biggest bang for the buck.
You can replay it a billion times, and you're gonna get different guns every single time. And on top of that, the game is actually humorous, which seems to be hard to pull off
Nowadays,
in recent
yeah.
years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, just being able to waltz through a world that has a bazillion guns and chuckle every once in a while is a big plus here in this day and age.
Well,
You know what I mean?
No, it does have a scalable difficulty slider, right? Like as you progress,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
just go ahead and make everything. So you're almost replaying the game on another difficulty scale with OP weapons.
It
And then
it
more
kinda,
OP weapons.
It kind of scales like Diablo. Like you can set it to
That's kind of cool. I like that.
you
'Cause
can set it
Diablo's
to
got some
like
pretty good
harder and harder
replayability
difficulty.
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you have like a really great roster of characters in there. So everyone immediately picks, goes in, they try it out, they pick their favorite, and they run it again and again. But if you like a little bit of flexibility, you have those other options in there. And so it is a different playthrough. Every character has a different play style.
Yeah.
And with the different
Not
trees.
as that, all their voice lines are unique to the character, and that's what I like. I want to play it just so I can hear what all the different voice lines are supposed to be.
Yeah. Before you inevitably choose the best character, the Beastmaster, and then just stick with him for, forever.
I see where this is going.
I see we're about to brawl. We're about to brawl. And
Them's
another
fighting
thing.
words.
You're gonna have
Another
to
thing
get to both of you are gonna have to get to Texas before we can do that.
And then, of course, the last part of reason why I think this is a biggest bang for your buck is that Borderlands 3 is churning out the events and the DLC, and they are worth playing.
Yes, it
And
is.
free.
Yeah, the latest DLC, the one that's like on the world that is nothing but gigantic broken Las Vegas or whatever the fuck they're calling it, is free right now. And it's good. I've played through it. It took me, for a DLC, it took me 2 days to finish it. And
Oh, really?
That's pretty good.
that's pretty sizable. You know what I mean?
Wow. Oh, crap, spiders.
All right, so congratulations, Borderlands 3. You have won the 2019 Wavy Award for biggest bang for your buck. Just going to keep on rolling forward. And our next category is Best Game Update. We usually reserve this award for any game that has some type of new content released to a base game. So it could be a DLC or an expansion or an event that we happen to be able to catch. And in this case, the 2019 award goes to Monster Hunter World Iceborne.
And I didn't play that, and I know Arcadius didn't play that. I think it was just you, Vast.
It was just me who played the expansion for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and let me tell you, as someone who honestly doesn't like Ice Worlds, I was in 100% for this game. I haven't completed it yet because, again, 2019 was a rough year for everyone in terms of like just being so heckin' busy. But
Yep.
the new storyline was really compelling and fun. I think the first time we played Monster Hunter World, the story was kind of expansive, but like light. But when I came back, I kind of realized that I missed some of those faces and those characters and those voices. And so it's good to see them like expanded. They brought in new characters. So like there's a new chef. She's an old grandma babushka cat. It's so cute.
What?
She's the mentor for the big strong cat.
Oh wow!
That's
okay.
the kind of game that I could pick up and play again after a while. Like that was still a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was telling that to Scorch. Like, I was surprised by how much fun that I was having. I played with a friend, and then I played some missions on my own. And I was still out there like having fun. They did a complete rework, or not a complete rework, but they reworked some of the weapons, simplified and made some of the movesets like stronger. They added
nice.
some new. They added a new grapple system that allows you to grapple
More
onto
easily
the monster.
actually do that because it was like
Yes.
stroke of luck to do it beforehand.
Unless
It's
you were
now
playing
consistent.
the bug blade or whatever that was.
Yeah, that specialty blade that gave you aerial, like,
Yeah.
it sprung you into the air. Yeah.
So you're not just like sliding down a hill and hoping that you land on it. Now. you can actually grapple onto the animal, or to the monster. They've reskinned and rejiggered some of the older enemy types or bosses, and they brought them back so they're like bigger and more dangerous. But they also added brand new enemy types. And then I went in during an event, the seasonal holiday event, and of course the new armor sets were kick-ass. The Palico sets were adorable, and it was just like a really great expansion. Totally worth the price. Brand new maps. It was just a lot of fun to play, and I would highly recommend it if you really enjoyed Monster Hunter and you want to take a step back into that world. Try the expansion set. It's worth playing.
Alrighty then.
Just might do that.
So congratulations, Monster Hunter World. I know we put you on the list sometime in the past, and you're back here with another win.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
All right, that brings us to our next category, Most Surprising Game of 2019. Now, this is a game that we actually have nominees for, so we might have to shill and fight a little bit, so I'll bring you our nominees. The first is Ring Fit Adventures for the Nintendo Switch. The second,
Ring Fit Adventures.
Rage 2.
Yeah!
And the third,
Rage.
I'm going to mispronounce it, but
Mordhau?
Mordhau!
Oh my god, that game is fun.
So let's start at the bottom. Mordhau, give it to
I'm
us.
super biased. It was a hilariously simple and fun game for just endless hours of beating on each other with swords and shields. Like just preposterously fun.
Well,
and I enjoyed the heck out of it.
You can call it simple all you want, but it's surprisingly complex if you actually want to
Simple in
sit down
terms
and
of
learn the mechanics.
What's available to like actually do in terms of move sets,
Yeah.
but the order of move sets based on your scenario does matter. So there is added complexity for the people that want to be good at it.
Oh yeah.
However, just by itself, it's
If you want to
pretty
be,
freaking
if you
entertaining.
want to be the dickhead with a cleaver and 4 firebombs, you can be the dickhead with a cleaver and 4 firebombs.
Or if you want to be the dude with only a helmet and no pants on a little shiv,
You can
be
absolutely.
that guy.
You can absolutely be the pantsless guy running around.
Nothing like rounding the corner and getting clocked in the face by a pantsless dude.
Oh yeah. Dude,
Man.
just
Oh,
the pantsless guy with a
okay.
hammer. Yep.
The other thing that kicks it for me with that, what was the auto phrase that they triggered that was the "you mad bro"
Oh.
equivalent? There's a yell, a battle cry.
You can taunt people with "Art thou mad, brother?" as you run around.
That did it for me. That was the winning stroke right there.
Yeah.
Art thou mad, brother?
Art thou mad, brethren?
Well, I still play it. I still stream it on
When
my new
I get
PC.
a PC, I'm absolutely getting that game.
It's very much
It's
worth
timeless.
playing.
That's the other thing is it's timeless. Even if they come out with a map every once in a long while, people will still play it because it's just senseless fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd play the shit out of it. I still do. But Vass, you put on Ring Fit Adventure, right?
I did. I put on Ring Fit Adventures for the Switch. This is one of those surprise announcements that Nintendo released earlier this year. That was a fitness game for the Switch, kind of like they had the Wii board. I don't remember what it was officially called right now, but it came with basically a Pilates ring and then a thigh holster so it can monitor your movements, and it has a really delightful and invigorating fitness routine for you that kind of really gamifies fitness in a fun way. And I was surprised, again, this is the most surprising game of 2019, I was surprised by two things. One, how engaging it was, like battling a giant demon by doing like push-ups and like yoga poses.
Hip thrust.
And hip thrusts. And then two, how freaking out of shape I really am. I was sitting there huffing and puffing. I was like, I can't believe this game is actually making me sweat. But the game actually made me sweat. So it was very surprising. I salute Nintendo for wanting to ensure that their
The
fan
fat
base...
Americans get healthy again.
Fat Americans get healthy again so they can continue to buy their products. I think, like,
Exactly.
you know...
We need
There's
you to
we-
live so
We
you
must
can spend
figure
more
out
money
how to
on us.
increase the longevity of our base. Oh,
And-
crap.
I am
Lava,
okay
lava,
with
lava,
that.
lava, lava.
So that is my pick for most surprising game of 2019. And we have one more on the list, and that is Rage 2.
Yeah, I think that was my addition.
Rage.
And
Is this a positive surprise?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I say that because we have put a negative surprise on.
Yeah.
on
No,
this list.
this was definitely a positive surprise. I can't really say much for replayability for the game, but for like a first run through, it's just a big dumb shoot everything game, right? And just the amount of ridiculous shit that you can get to absolutely annihilate whatever it is that you're shooting at. And just the amount of ways that you can atomize people in that game, it brings a smile to your face 100% of the time. 100% of the time. And sometimes that's what you want. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You got to have that big dumb power fantasy every once in a while, and that did it for me when I needed it to. That's
Ain't
about
nothing
it.
wrong with that. So those are our three surprising game of 2019 nominees. But I feel like there's going to be a consensus between you two for who should win this category.
Of surprising game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it were left,
Ring Fit Adventures, Rage 2, and Mordo.
I feel like if it were just Arcadius and I, we would go for Mordhau.
Yeah.
Yes. And I am okay with that because I think I'm the only one at this point in time with the Switch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you
That's
are.
true.
And if you
I
guys
don't-
ever
Yeah.
drop the money for the Switch and then drop the money for the Wii Fit Adventure, I mean the
Won't be
Ring
anytime
Fit,
soon, I can
Adventures
tell you
thing.
that.
I think it would surprise you too. But I have no problems announcing that Arcadius
Yes.
Mordau
Yes.
is the winner of our most surprising game of 2019.
Woot.
Yeah, Mordhau.
Mordau.
All right, that brings us to our next category. We are like in the groove.
Yeah,
Keep
we're going
rolling.
pretty fast.
Maybe it won't be
Mhm.
as long. I figured it'd be long because I hadn't been online in ages.
Oh, we can definitely shoot the shit after this and just argue and bicker. That's
Well,
perfectly fine with
alrighty
me.
then. Let's just
Oh,
do that.
oh, we haven't hit the hot button topics yet either. So,
That's true. That's
uh,
true.
our next category is games that we wish we played this year. The year
Oh,
being
I
2019.
added one to this list.
Oh yeah.
All right, and that there's no
Yes.
problem with that. Our two nominees for this list are Control and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
Ah, I see. You added Fallen Order. Why did you add that?
I watched I hadn't actually had watched a lot of videos on it because I knew kind of it, but I hadn't really like looked into it. And the fact that it, wasn't a cheaply, poorly made Battlefront title, and it was a legitimate like single campaign-driven Star Wars game, hasn't really happened in a while. Like I just wanted to play me some Star Wars campaign, and I don't think anything out there right now besides this would allow me to do that. So that's why.
Okay,
And
that's
I kind
fair.
of wish I had played it because I hadn't played a Star Wars game since. Oh my gosh, how long has it been? Okay, this is how long it's been since I played a good single-player Star Wars related game. Bounty Hunter for GameCube was the last
Ooh.
Star Wars game that I played that was worth playing to
You
me.
know, you can get that on PlayStation right now for like $5.
You can. Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
So if you feel like doing that, you definitely can.
Riding the
Play
nostalgia
some
train.
play some Jango Fett as you know, rope up some bad guys and haul them in for ridiculous amounts of credits.
Indeed. So yeah, that's how long it's been since I played a Star Wars game, and this one looked pretty good. The first 20 minutes of gameplay with the story looks really good, and I kind of just wanted to play it.
Well, that's very fair.
Yeah.
And if you play it, let me know.
Yep.
All right, my entry on this list was the game Control.
I kind of wanted to play that too.
That one looked pretty cool. I
Yeah.
actually watched the trailer to that, and I was like, I could see why you might want to be playing this,
Yeah.
because that was pretty legit.
I don't really know anything about it, but it looks fun.
So I only know a very little about it. I read a review. It was a non-spoiler laden review. It's by Remedy Games, and it's kind of like an action adventure game that basically takes place inside of the Federal Bureau of Control, which is like this secret agency that studies, I don't want to say supernatural, but kind of supernatural matters and things about reality, dimensions, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And from what I understand, it's a game that has branching story paths
Oh.
that or secret paths that can take you to bosses or unlocking new characters that can bring you to more like levels. I'm explaining this really badly, but the idea that I got from the reviews is that there's a lot more than what's at the surface, and if you can play it like 2 or 3 times before you actually can see everything that the game has to offer.
Oh.
That's
The
nice.
last game I played like that, I hadn't even 100%ed yet, and that's Nier Automata. I am still
Yeah.
working through that.
Something like that, actually.
It's a fun game. Everyone should at least take a look at that.
I've gotten 2 or 3 of the endings, and one of the ones I was working on, it was just freaking hard. So at that time, stuff started picking up, and I put it down, and I tried to get back into it. It's like, nope, I suck so bad right now. So yeah.
So those are our nominees for games that we wish we played this year, and because there's only 2, I don't think we actually need a complete consensus. Excuse me. So Control and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, congratulations, you are our 2019 winners.
Woot.
Yeah. Yay!
Yay!
Voice
All
crack.
right. So I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna have to say, guys,
Hum.
for this next category.
Uh-oh. Is there going to be some venom?
There's going to be some piss vinegar and a
Because
crowbar.
we work best on venom and vinegar.
Yes, we do.
That is what we do.
Oh, it
It is our bread
burns.
and butter.
It burns.
But don't let it all hang out.
I don't know, man. There's a lot to hang out.
There's a lot to hang out. But we do have more categories. So
All right.
our next category is the biggest flop of 2019.
Oh boy.
Easy.
And we had-
This is not even a competition.
Yeah.
We had one name.
I think
One
'Cause
name.
that's why. It's unanimously the biggest POS. That
I
was
think-
the biggest
okay.
upset. The
I
biggest
think-
disappointment.
I think somebody else wrote it in on our Google Doc, and then I added about 13 M's behind it.
And then I put exclamation points on it.
So
That's-
we chose, and I'm not even looking at the list, folks. We chose Anthem as the largest flop.
And I do so tearfully because that game had so much potential and they
Yeah.
squandered all of it.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well,
they squandered every bit of it. It's
they
so,
are,
so sad.
They're planning a comeback for that
Overhaul.
game. They're
Like 100%
yeah.
overhaul. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad somebody took the reins and went, guys, we got to call this for what it is. It's shit. So go back to the drawing board, overhaul the mechanics, artists. Okay, keep your skins or tweak them or give them a
Or make
freshening up
more.
for the next
Yeah.
reveal. Yeah.
Or actually add them.
Yeah, instead of hiding them behind the microtransaction wall, make them earnable, do something, and then they go to the weapons balancers, and he's like, guys, we can't be having amateur hour over here. Like, y'all got to get your act together. So they're
We
like,
made a
"Okay."
game where somebody took the assault rifle that you start with and beat the hardest raid on the hardest difficulty with it.
by themselves.
And
Yeah, say we can't do this, guys. This is how people fail.
that's super not balanced, folks.
Yeah.
There were a lot of
Unacceptable, as they might refer to it.
absolutely unacceptable. There were just so many, and it flopped pretty hard. Now,
And not just our opinions. Go look at the freaking Reddit threads for it.
Yeah.
The fan base threads, the comment section, the devs comments. All of it was a flaming pile of no.
Yeah.
now we do want to acknowledge the really hard team of developers that are maintaining this game, and I do understand that during Halloween they had a really nice event, and I think the most recent holiday, the Christmas New Year holiday, they had another event that was well received by the small community. So there is some hard work there to keep the dwindling fan base, there with the game because they recognize the potential too.
But then you've got
so
Looming Cataclysm that was a pretty much an abysmal flop.
oh yeah, that one flopped too. The event that was supposed to save the game
Save
kind
Anthem.
of
Supposed
flopped.
to bring it from the depths of the public woe, and it just drove it so hard into the ground. There's no way to unstick it without
Well,
digging it out.
See, the problem that they had with that is that they accidentally activated it before it was finished
Yeah,
and then decided to
incomplete.
just let it ride and it didn't work.
Yeah. We call that failure.
Oh, you guys, you don't do this, especially in this day and age.
With the level of scrutiny that's present, I agree with you.
You may have been able to do that in the 90s. You cannot do that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
pretty much it's a no-no.
there's too much money now in this system for you to do that. You just can't
Truly,
do
it's a
it.
broken, unfinished game.
Yeah. But if they fix it, I might take another look-see, see what happens.
Oh, when they announce the overhaul, I will download it, and I will give them a second chance, because the game and the IP, I think, are absolutely deserving of that second chance. The only reason Anthem was truly awful was its terrible execution. Everything else about it, I thought was fine.
Yeah.
The lore, the mechanics, the visuals, how everything worked and interacted with one another, it was awesome. I just wanted to be able to play the game without lagging out or never
Or,
loading in or
like playing the
breaking.
game at all.
Yeah.
Or being stuck behind crystal walls and not being able to.
Oh man, don't even get me started on the Invisawalls.
So
Oh my.
I have a perfect video that's loaded onto our YouTube channel of the amount of butt fuckery that is Anthem. And it
And
is
getting stuck behind the walls. all
no,
of it.
it is 30 minutes of me falling through the world unable to
Oh, I
progress.
remember that.
Yeah. I do remember this as well.
And it was loud. I had to put a volume warning in it. It's awful. It was awful. And that's exactly the way it worked.
Yeah, we had a lot to say about Anthem. We have probably like 2 or 3 videos. If any of you guys make it this far, and you want to
we've ripped
listen
it
in
already. Go back
on
and
the
watch
things
them.
that you missed. And some of it was positive, like we were, like
Constructive
starry-eyed,
criticism, you might say.
and some of it was constructive criticism, and some of it was just like being very truthful and honest with our perspective of how much the game failed its potential fans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I
And
mean,
that is why. Oh, I'm sorry.
well, I was going to say that's about all we have to say right now.
Right now. And that is why Anthem is our biggest flop of 2019.
Congratulations, Anthem. You suck.
A lot.
All right, so a lot. So we brought it down a little bit. Now we're going to raise it up a little bit. Although there's some stuff we can talk about here too. It's our best category for best developer, producer, or studio of 2019.
Oh,
There's
God.
only one name on here.
There is? Is it Gearbox?
It's-
Gearbox.
And it is Gearbox. Yes,
For
it is.
Borderlands.
I
isn't
wonder
it?
why that is. Oh, no, because
Borderlands
they
3.
executed a game wonderfully, which is now the new minimum standard. Execute game.
Yeah.
Success. Well, congratulations. You're now in the books forever.
Yeah.
In this day and age,
That's so
Apparently,
sad, though.
it
I
really
getting a
is.
back travel
AAA
and say
title.
It's super stupid that we're like, oh, yay, they released a functioning game. It's like, no. How far have we fallen? So far.
pretty far.
So
Pretty far. But Gearbox did return that standard, that AAA standard. They brought that bar back up and saying, "Hey, this is the minimum, guys," and
This
we
is
did
how
it
it's
just
done.
fine.
Yeah.
Get good is
What-
all they were telling everyone.
What I like about the way that Gearbox executed Borderlands 3 was that they knew their toolbox, they knew their game, they knew their community, and they said, let's make this game with what we know how to do, and we know we can make it well, and they did, and it worked.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Stupendous. How is this possible, you might ask? I do believe a little something something called planning is in there. Also, not dicking over your fan base for money is also in there.
That's true. There aren't
It's
really
just so simple.
predatory things or anything in there.
No, there's not. They're like, hey guys, y'all want to have like a gun that shoots guns? Here you go. Like, and everyone else is like, yes, 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 yes. So,
In all
yeah.
fairness, the guns that it shoots are pretty well crap compared to other things, but
But they
you
have
still
it.
you still
It
have a gun that shoots
exists.
guns. You know what I mean?
For someone out there who's like, man, I really need something fresh and new. Kablammy! Here's 5 new ones.
Yeah.
Have at it. Like,
I mean, they had to up the ante from the last game where they had a gun that shot swords. There
Yeah.
was only a
Exactly.
logical progression. You know what I mean?
yes, exactly that. This is what I'm referring to.
Oh, Borderlands, we love you.
We
Oh,
really
we still
did.
need to
We
finish
have
you.
not
God
finished
dang
you
it.
yet. I have
But we
many
will.
times,
I
but
know, of course
the
you
others have
but
not.
We will, because I want to get to that DLC.
Honestly, maybe after this, because I do have it loaded, and as long as it doesn't require an
Ooh.
update, I might be able to play it.
Oh,
It-
okay then.
Hold
It
on,
might require an update.
Okay, while we're talking, let me just see here.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to close that. Ah, all I had to do is click it. There we go. Added to downloads.
Jeez.
Okay, let's see here. How big is this one?
Pretty big. Probably pretty big.
Let's see
I might
here.
not have it either, to be honest with you. It's been
Oh,
a long
wow.
time since I.
Oh, 2.5 gigs. Yep, that's multi-hour. Okay, we're gonna put you on pause too.
Sorry,
Okay.
folks.
Tomorrow.
All right. That leads me to say congratulations to Gearbox for being our best developer producer studio of 2019. And now we have lifted, that we're feeling great and happy again. We're going to bring it back down.
Yeah.
Bring it back down.
Love rolling around in my own shit. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, our most disappointing developer producer studio of 2019. And as always, we have our returning favorites.
If you can call it a favorite.
Well,
or
we have
disdain or
we
whatever.
have nominations. Let's roll out the list here.
Okay.
Let's roll out the list. Returning to us, our 2018 champion, Electronic Arts.
Heavyweight undefeated champion of the worst ever. And in this
EA.
corner, we have the shit pile that is their own history.
Next on the list is Activision Blizzard.
Blizzard.
They really fucked it this time, didn't they?
Oh my goodness!
Jesus,
yes,
did they?
did.
Oh,
They put their both feet in it.
Oh,
Both
man.
feet in it, all the way up to the hips.
oh yeah, dude.
All the way up to the hips, and then they did a little bit of grind.
Yep.
And
yep.
finally, our first-time nominee. I think this is a first-time nominee. BioWare.
BioWare.
Yeah, we got a lot of. Unfortunately, when you have a year like the one we've had, there's a lot of shit.
That is a lot of shit. That's
And you
like
can't create
too
a
much.
lot of shit without being a lot of shit. So, I mean, hand in hand. Sorry, folks. It's got to come from somewhere. It doesn't
So-
just come out of thin air.
So do we pick the company that made a game that did not function, or do we pick the company that inspired worldwide controversy?
I'm gonna go with that one because that's lasting. One game, okay, it sucked, move on. But when you leave a footprint, nay, a cancer
Yeah?
upon the gaming world, that everyone's like, "Why did you do this?" And they're like, "Because it was money." And
Because money, brah.
yeah, and then when they stare you clean in the face and be like, "We're here to innovate new solutions," and then call it, "Oh, we just want to fuck you for some more money." Like, no, you can't call that innovative. You can't abuse the word innovative like that. And the investor's like, yeah, innovative, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, no. So I'm gonna go on that one. It's the
Okay,
lasting
so-
impact.
Let's give the viewer a little bit of a rundown of what we're talking about.
I think we have 2 or 3 people in the chat. Shout out to the
Oh.
chat. I am
Shout out
actually
to the
monitoring.
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome.
To you 2 or 3, hello,
Yeah.
and welcome to our rant.
Yeah. So BioWare are the people that made Anthem, and Anthem has already taken the top spot as biggest shit on our faces this year.
Truly.
But the most recent thing that we were talking about is Blizzard and what they've been doing out
That
in
is
the world.
just wow, yeah.
Yeah.
So do we want to recap that?
We
it.
might have to.
Because this is a little bit of public current events, not just gaming events. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I'll just give it a very quick rundown. in I think the fall of last year, right before within the weeks coming to BlizzCon, Blizzard's big convention, an Overwatch player by the name of I think it was Blitzchung.
Yes.
Yes.
His team won a competition. He was being interviewed.
I thought it was
and
solo. Was it a team or solo?
Was it solo? Was it
think it
even
was solo.
Overwatch?
Was it
I'm
League of-
not
I thought it
sure
was-
that it was Overwatch.
No. League of
Was
I
it
don't think it was
Heroes of the
Overwatch.
League of
Storm?
Legends. League of
I
Legends.
think it was. No, it had to be Haas because League of
Really?
Legends is another
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Oh. I could have
Is
sworn
it
was
Riot
well, they
Games
had,
is
okay,
League of
well, then they
Yeah,
had a
League
similar
of Legends is
controversy.
Riot.
Oh, they
Yeah.
had a similar controversy.
They
then.
had a
Never mind.
controversy with how they treat women, but
Well, that's
they
on
had a
top of
payout
another
for that.
one.
they did
Yeah.
have to pay out for that.
And so he gave a. This is also in context of the protests that have been going on in Hong Kong over the past year, and he gave us a very short but stirring statement pro the protesters in Hong Kong, and he was immediately denounced on the official Blizzard Chinese Twitter account using very strong language. He was stripped from his championship.
Prize
Maybe it
money
was-
taken away.
His prize money was taken away, and he was banned from the game for
a
either
year.
6 months or a year.
It was a year. It was reduced
It
to
was a
6
year.
months after the fact when the lashback hit.
Yeah.
And that backlash was huge. It was global.
Monstrous.
It was
They weren't
monstrous.
expecting it. They were caught off guard.
Yeah.
The U.S. government even wrote letters denouncing the
Yeah.
punishment for the player. And there were protesters across the internet. Blizzard US allowed its employees to stage a small protest. And then during BlizzCon, there was also protesters. In addition, like at least in the part of the Blizzard world that I sit in, the face Mei, a character from Overwatch, became
Oh, yeah.
a new face
They did
for the
not
Hong Kong
like
resistance.
They
did not like that at all.
They're
Well,
still
fuck
miffed
them.
about that because they can't undo it. That's
Yeah.
the problem. They're
That's
trying to
their
be all
problem.
this politically insensitive, or they call it neutral, but it's politically insensitive. And then one of their characters has now been turned into an icon, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. It's the way America works, asshole. All right. You want to kowtow to like Chinese money? You're gonna get all this
No.
bullshit. All right.
Yeah.
And it's just another. I mean, to get a little bit like above the issue, it's one of the. I don't want to say the first, but one of the most in-your-face indications of a Chinese censorship coming to the
Oh, yeah.
West
Oh, yeah,
through their ability to fund and then partner with global companies.
Yeah.
And so it's something that, you know, if you go out there and you look for like journal articles and news articles, you can see that narrative like building in you know, how we're facing this issue, but this is the first time that it's been like really, really prevalent and in our face in a visual way that I think people who wouldn't even think about it have encountered
Well, for
it.
Hong
the
Kong, it
first
was a
time.
visceral way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
But I just mean like I don't think like your average, you know, like 18
Oh, no.
to 25-year-old gamer is
Oh,
is
no.
actually, you know, American gamers thinking about that, but they got exposed to it, which is you know, historically I think that's just kind of interesting.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh
Plus,
man.
exposure is kind of what they're going for. But yeah, that's a totally separate political and current events tangent. But yeah, it is related. So
Yeah, and we've hit on the full story a couple of times in our previous podcasts. If you want to go back and listen to what we have to say on that, you can. But you know, just know that Blizzard done fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
big time.
And that is why Activision Blizzard, you're the most disappointing developer / producer / studio of 2019.
Mm.
Is This is not the same year as the "you guys have phones" statement, right? Or was that
No,
was
I
that
think that was
last
last
year?
year.
No,
I
that was
think that was
last
last
year's E3.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah. That was, yeah. Big ol' open mouth insert foot.
Insert entire rest of body.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
pack of dicks. All right, moving on.
Moving on. Okay, next we're coming to, before we hit the game of the year, our most anticipated game of 2020. And the nominees are Cyberpunk 2077,
Good one. Good one.
Ghost of Tsushima,
That's also a good one.
Yeah.
Godfall.
Ooh, the trailer for that was awesome.
Was
Yeah.
it not awesome?
That
was pretty
a
cool.
Awesome trailer. If we're going off just trailers, that probably that one, but I don't know what the gameplay is going to be like.
Oh man, you know what? If we were going on just trailers, the next crap, we just mentioned it earlier.
Diablo.
Yeah, that Diablo
Yeah,
trailer.
well, I mean, come on. Blizzard is at least known for making fantastic cinematics.
Oh my
They
gosh,
are at least known for that.
that
That's
was
very true.
great. That was like,
They
okay,
may
we're
suck
not.
as a company, but boy, can those animators make great CGI movies.
Oh yeah, they can.
CG, monkey, do it.
Just thinking about that, man, I kind of.
This is a shout out to the not the company, the animators of Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yes.
These guys know how it's done,
Oh yeah.
undeniably.
And our final entry on this list is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, I never played the original Final Fantasy VII. I seen some of it played, but I never played it myself, so I can't claim to be one of those Final Fantasy snobs like 7 was the best. And then yeah,
Hold on. I'm gonna have to quote this statement in the chat word for word.
all right, do
Please.
Right. That Diablo trailer tingled my dingles.
It was so good, was it not?
It
was
there
amazing.
was a little bit of a shiver going up the
it was
spine
amazing.
on it.
Oh my gosh, when like the blood slowly formed the skin, and then the
A cape.
Lilith,
It went from
the cape.
skin to cape.
and then she kind of like pierced through the veil, and then it was just such awesome image, like awesome in the gothic sense of the word.
Yeah.
Imagery.
Yes.
Oh God. Huh. I was just attacked
Yeah.
by a specter, you guys. Ugh. Abandoned.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to cut that out.
I would, I don't really like being, creeped out and scared, but I would totally watch that movie.
Oh, dude, that kind of stuff, I absolutely love.
So anyways, but Blizzard, fantastic trailer maker. You keep it up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Blizzard Company, get your act together.
Get your acts together. Employees, you're great. Upper management,
Yeah.
work it out.
Definitely.
Okay, so we were talking about Cyberpunk 2077, Ghost of Tsushima, Godfall, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Go.
All right, so Cyberpunk has been there for a really long time, and it's going to stay there for longer than anticipated because they recently pushed back their release date to September 17th.
good on them. I have to say, good on them. That means
Yeah.
they're trying. They're trying. They're focused.
Yeah.
Stay focused.
And I am inclined to just let them do it. I'm just gonna wait for whatever product they've got. And
Patience.
God, I've been waiting for that game for a while. And I don't
Mhm.
want to sit here and jump on the hype train anymore after I was run over by it and every single car on that train by Anthem.
Yo, man. Let's not forget the prior one, Destiny.
And
Smaller
Destiny.
game,
Had to
but
bring in the
still
D.
nonetheless. Yeah,
Oh.
I did. Brought it in.
Man,
Boom.
we can't do one podcast without
Bringing
without
that
mentioning.
up. That
It
abomination.
hurt
The D
us
word.
that badly.
It did. It really
It is
did.
a deep scar. A deep, deep scar.
Oh.
But I'm with you with Cyberpunk 2077. The more I see about the game, the more interested I am in the like world building of it. It just looks so gosh darn cool.
Yeah.
And then
Plus, they were kind of geniuses using Keanu Reeves as a set piece to hype it too. Let's
yeah.
not forget that.
Dude!
That was masterful work.
All right, listen. No matter how shit of a year everybody had, Keanu Reeves made it out of 2019. Like, he went out like fucking gangbusters, didn't he?
yeah, he did.
He had a year.
And
He
yet-
really did.
So now everyone doesn't see Keanu Reeves in that. Everyone sees, oh, John Wick gets to be in my game. Like, that's the kind of level that he's at right now.
Oh man, he had a hell of a year.
He had a hell of a year. I think he's even engaged. Congratulations,
Yes, he is.
Keanu Reeves. And he also said that what did he say? We're all wonderful?
We're breathtaking.
Breathtaking.
We're breathtaking. Yeah, that needs to be my new ringtone.
Which
All
there was
right.
a petition to make the platinum trophy called "You're Breathtaking," but it hasn't gained traction yet.
Yeah.
I
We'll see
hope
what
that
happens.
it does. We'll see what happens. Ghost of Tsushima, I think, is a really good entry on this list. It's been I think it's been a while since there's been some spotlight on this game, but I do recall last year's, or not last year, but 2018 E3
Yeah.
presentation
favorite
for this
trailers.
game.
Yeah.
Oh, it was absolutely beautiful. I remember they had like the a performer come out and he played like the traditional flute.
The bamboo
they had
flute
the
thing.
the bamboo flute. They had the gameplay in the background. I just remember it having some of the most beautiful red leaves, like maple leaves.
Yeah.
It's very rich in color.
So,
Yes.
if you guys haven't seen it, about a month ago, I want to say a month ago, they released a new trailer for it.
Ooh.
And I know I showed it to Arcadius when he was over for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And
It was good.
it's nice. It's quite nice. Lots of horsey
watch.
running through tall grass fields. There's some sword schwangs and
Swing swang.
Not to be super confused with Sekiro, because it is similar in how it looks, but not how it works.
I am not sure anybody but you is confused by that.
All right, well then it's just me. For anyone else out there who shares that confusion, there you go.
Next on the list is Godfall, and I'm interested in all of these games, but out of the four, these last two are the ones that are like more heavily weighed towards me. And Godfall, it just looks like it could fulfill an itch that I have in where I am in gaming right now.
Tell me about this itch, Vast. And do you have a cream for it?
It is an itch to have a grand adventure.
Okay.
Okay.
Also to have a fun and engaging hack and slash.
Engaging.
And engaging. So when I say engaging, I mean where there's like a combo system, or not a spam system, but like a combo system. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then to look badass in armor.
While you do
that
it. Gotta
armor
look
did look badass, didn't it?
I'm just saying. And Godfall is supposed to be one of the. I'm thinking it's one of the launch titles for PS5.
It was
PS5.
It was the first game that I can remember that is advertised strictly as a PS5 title. Like, it didn't have the PS4 splash on it, and it had PS5.
Good.
But that's about all I know.
It looks
Can't
pretty
wait.
darn good.
Oh, man. And, yeah, I mean, the whole thing about skinny Reinhardt getting knocked down in the trailer, you know, but his armor did look pretty badass. So,
They
I mean,
all
the armor
pretty
looks
good.
cool. If it lives up to the potential, it'll be something I will definitely be playing. I mean, I'm still gonna be playing, my favorites, but this one is making me happy.
Yeah.
It's jingle. Like what it was in the chat?
It is.
It's tingling my dingles.
Yes. Oh man.
Oh.
The
And the
person
last
who
one-
wrote that, by the way, Jasmine, is a person that plays Mordhau with me.
Oh, there you go. More help.
Mordhau.
And so last on the list, last but not least, is if it's not my most anticipated game of 2020, it's definitely my most anticipated game of this first part of the year. You know, the first quarter, second quarter, whatever you want to call it, and that's Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have a confession that's similar to Arcadius. I never played Final Fantasy VII. I think when it first launched and in the first 2 years it was out, I didn't have a PlayStation until much later. So my first new quote unquote generation Final Fantasy was 8, and I didn't even really like 8 that much.
Yeah, it was one of those ones that was kind of a little bit quieter than 7 because everybody loved 7 so much.
And it's not that I thought it was bad. I just didn't compared to some of the. I know I've said this again and again, but compared to some of the other RPGs that were out during that time period, I didn't think 8 kind of stood up to those other ones that are still my personal favorite, like Star Ocean and Breath of Fire 3 and stuff like that. Anyway, but Final Fantasy VII Remake has completely tickled my imagination. I think it's such a cool project. It's so well loved, and they're not just remastering the game, they are expanding and building the game. They're adding new sections into it. They're enhancing the gameplay for modern audiences while maintaining the turn-based combat for people who still enjoy that. They're giving it that hella sweet graphics pass that everyone has been wanting since the Final Fantasy Advent Children film came out.
Oh man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago, but I watched a clip from that Tifa fight in the church.
Still good.
I watched that recently. Still good. Still looks
Yeah.
great, even though that movie came out ages and ages ago. And you'll get to see all your favorites. You get to see Cloud and Tifa and Aerith, and of course the big old Sephiroth. And my tragic hero Zack. I can't wait to see him.
That's the big dude with a gun hand, right?
No, that's Valentine. Vincent. Zack is the character that Cloud thinks he is.
Oh, okay. So, spoiler, I didn't play 7 either. So.
Okay. Well, we'll all. I have a feeling I might be the only one playing it this year, but I'll let you guys know how it is. I'm not looking forward to it. I've already pre-ordered it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
please
keep on
tell me
saying
how it is.
Square Enix is the only studio right now that hasn't completely disappointed me to the point where I'm not going to pre-order a game.
There are plenty of good studios. It's just the ones that are making the waves right now are doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
So that's our list for most anticipated games of 2020, coming soon, but not soon enough. Cyberpunk 2077, Ghost of Tsushima, Godfall, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Guys, do we have an unequivocal winner?
Oh, man.
Unanimous winner.
Cyberpunk has gotten so much coverage by me alone on this channel and through our podcast that I'm going to have to give it to Ghost of Tsushima, just out of fairness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could vote the same. I could vote for any. I want to play all of those. I want to play all of those. Whether I get to is a whole other story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the same way. I want to play every single one of them. This might actually be my make time list.
Yeah.
I will make time to play these games, but
Vast, I have a very important question for you though. Are you going to make time to finish them?
Depends on how good they are.
Because God of War was a goddamn masterpiece, and
A certain somebody refused to finish it.
I feel like I said that first fight that you have, is it Baldur?
Baldur, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You know
It's
he
worth
comes
the price
back.
of admission. I'm sure he does, but I'm
Like-
just saying. I went on the record in saying that I could tell the quality of the game from that first fight, that first massive set piece battle. Not even set piece, but I don't know. I'm just stringing words together. It was worth
It was-
the price of admission.
It was Act 1. It was the hook. It was, you know.
Yeah, it drew you in and it brought everything together. I'm not saying I'm not going to return and visit it because I was actually talking to a friend about this the other day, and he's going back to play.
Good. It's real good.
He's going back to play Horizon Zero Dawn, who he never finished.
Yeah.
And so
Oh my
I said,
gosh! How
if
could
you
you not
that,
finish that game?
dude, right?
What? What are my ears hearing right now?
Right? Well, he was describing it. I was like, man, I forgot how much I like this game. Oh shit!
Because it's an amazing game.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. My oh shit was just like Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Noon, or whatever the hell they're going to call it. That would be my most anticipated game of 2020 if I
Horizon
knew it was
Zero
coming out.
Noon.
Yes.
Hey, I
Or
take it the most
Horizon 1
anticipated.
Dawn. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Horizon All the Dawn. Horizon Forever Dawn. Whatever you want to call it.
I know that's not going to be a launch title. I wish it were though, because I am wanting to know more about that universe and play more of that game. I really enjoyed that game.
Well,
It's
just like CD Projekt Red, they can take as much time as they need. They can
take your
cook that
time.
thing off to
Guerrilla
perfection.
Games.
All right.
Yeah.
Make it good. I still, you know what? Before the end of the year, before the new consoles start, we should probably do our list of top games for this generation.
Well, one of the things that I was like thinking about putting on the list, and I decided to strike it because it was just so goddamn broad, is Game of the Decade.
Ooh. Ooh. We'll have to revisit that one.
Yeah.
That'll have to be an addendum or something. because
We,
that
we might
is
be
That'd be a
able
good
to
podcast.
break a whole podcast off of just that.
Yeah.
Yikes! Yeah, that takes some big think right there.
It's big
There's a
brain
lot.
time.
Big
Yeah, no,
brain time.
I think we're up for the challenge for that. I like that idea.
Yeah, sure.
All right, we're digressing and we're almost done. So I'm gonna rein us back in for a second.
Dude.
And I'm also going to vote for Ghost of Tsushima with a little caveat that says that I will be playing Final Fantasy VII first, though, because of course it's coming out this May. Even though it's pushed back, it's coming out in May. Or is it May or April?
Well, I don't know.
For what? What are we talking about?
Final
Oh.
Fantasy VII. It was pushed back, but I think it's only
It was.
until April. So let me
But
see.
I think Ghost comes out in the middle of the year as well. So,
Mm.
and as far as I know, it has not been pushed back. What's
Oh,
our?
it's been pushed back to April 10th of 2020. All right, so our winner for the most anticipated game of 2020 is Ghost of Tsushima.
Yay!
Congratulations. We look forward to playing you and judging you soon.
Harsh judging.
The criticism shall be steep.
All right, guys, that leaves us with one final category for the Wavies. That's right. It's the Game of the Year.
Game of the year.
And now we have two nominees for this coveted position, and they are, in alphabetical order, Anthem and Borderlands 3.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer there.
Well, is it?
I think
So-
it is.
So we're going to go real quick and just let's talk through a rationale of putting Borderlands 3 on the list, and then talk for a rationale of giving Anthem on this list.
Okay. To make it short and sweet, Borderlands 3 and Anthem are the two games that we played this year.
Together in full, yes.
Yeah.
In full,
That-
because I don't
that's-
think we finished the Division 2 either, did we?
No, I don't think we
I
did.
got pretty far on it. I don't think we finished it though.
Yeah. That was when that was when live stuff cropped up. But
Yep.
those are the two that we played in their entirety, and one is on there for very good reasons, and the other is on there for very bad reasons.
Mhm.
And I don't know. What do y'all want to talk about first?
Well, I'll say that for Borderlands 3, it was a much anticipated game. People who've been fans of the Borderlands franchise, for the original to Borderlands 2 to the pre-sequel to this game, have been, waiting for years and years and years after, several re-releases of content for a new Borderlands for this current generation of consoles. And this was a game that had a lot of anticipation, a lot of promise, and the studio fought very, very hard, despite a lot of odd controversy from its leadership, to produce a game that lived up to its promise. And we mentioned this before when we gave it the biggest bang for your buck award. It is not as rare as it seems, but when it comes to big studio titles, it seems to become increasingly more common for games to not live up to the basic standards of having a completed game that gives you, a good experience from start to end, that doesn't try to price gouge you, that doesn't try to leverage more money out of you in terms of stripping content from the game. Like all of the different ways that studios, especially EA, are trying to nickel and dime you out of a game that you spent anywhere from $60 to $100 for.
Yeah.
Borderlands avoided that. Not only did they avoid it, they expanded on the original game. They have all of these systems in the game that they improved upon overall, and they had a really enjoyable series with a fun cast of characters. There were some questionable things that happened in the narrative, but that's neither here or there. That's like personal preference as opposed to just poor, writing or storytelling or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so it was just a good gaming experience from a studio that managed to get it done. And we were really excited to play, and we had a blast until, again, live.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
We still have designs on going back and, finishing it off. And we will.
And we will, because we're really close to the end.
Yeah, we are.
hope
We're on the
so.
last planet.
Okay.
Conversely, Anthem is a game that had a lot of hype, a lot of fan anticipation, a lot that hype train that ran us all over. I'm someone who
Plus
doesn't
the
even
IP.
board hype trains
Really,
like
the
this.
IP was still rock solid.
Rock solid IP. It was coming from a studio that, until very recently, had very few stumbles.
Yeah.
So it had a really good pedigree. It had a lot of promise. But Anthem, through, what we came to find was a very beleaguered and I don't even know the term I'm searching for right now, but production process did not live up to its promise.
Yeah.
I think because we were so scorned by the big D, it didn't hurt us as much, but it still knocked the wind out of our sails.
I mean, we didn't. After that came out and we played it in full, we did not play games for a while. We did not podcast for a while. Specifically because we were burned from that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of all quiet on the front.
Yeah.
And in a way, that game kind of there were other outstanding factors, don't get us wrong, but in a way, Anthem did determine our 2019 in terms of gaming, and it burned us for a lot of the content that was coming out from, studios that we would normally try and play with. We were just not feeling games for a while.
Yeah.
That's how impactful Anthem was.
Yep.
I'm going to have to give it to Anthem. I'm going to have to give Game of the Year to Anthem.
That is surprising to me. As much as you enjoy and like everything that is Borderlands.
I love Borderlands. Anthem, I knew what Borderlands was going to be. I have been buckled up for Borderlands since the first one, right? But Anthem, I mean, we just
we
wanted
know
it.
what they were trying to do.
Yeah,
Like at least that much is evident.
it left such an impact on me and what I now expect from the industry and how I treat major IP now and the way that I now think of the industry as a whole largely has changed. My paradigm has shifted on the industry because of that game.
Well,
And it's not for a good reason.
well, that's one reason.
Yeah.
Or really a collection of reasons, I should say.
Yeah, I think
I can see
I
the
think
reasoning for why that, but honestly, if I'm going to give Game of the Year, I have to give it to a game that works.
yeah,
All right.
I mean, because Borderlands was pretty much everything they said they would deliver and a little then some. So
Yeah.
to me, as far as out of the ones I played, I have to give it to Borderlands.
I think we can break out a podcast but from the idea of what did Borderlands do well where Anthem failed. I
True.
think we have a lot to say there.
Probably. That is a whole other cast.
Yeah. But it's good. We have things to talk about because we will be podcasting more in the future. You two, all right? Don't move to other states, all right?
No.
Don't
I'm
fuck up
planted.
your internet for months,
I can't
okay?
guarantee
Don't.
that.
Oh, please.
all right. Well, between the two of them, Anthem, Borderlands, we have Scorch for Anthem, Arcadius for Borderlands 3, and for the first time since 2017, I'm going to agree with Scorch
Wow,
for Game
what?
of the Year.
What is happening?
Oh!
The start of the decade.
Oh
it
man,
means
I
so
need to
much.
play the lottery. What is going on?
Buy two
got
tickets.
5
I
on
want one too.
But I'm going to agree with Anthem as being my game of the year for 2019. It was the game that brought me into the new year with the most excitement. The excitement, like wide-eyed, story-eyedness that I don't give to a lot of companies. And especially since I really didn't enjoy my my first Mass Effect experience, but I was like excited for Anthem. It looked like it was everything that I was looking for in a game. It combined the things from Destiny that I liked, things from Warframe that I really enjoyed, and they put it into this brand new shiny world. And even after that horrific beta,
That beta was pretty bad.
oh my gosh, if like it should have been a sign, but we were just, I know I was just so like hyped because when we got into the
Enamored,
game
yeah.
and we
Oh,
played,
it can't be this bad.
it can't be that because
Oh,
we had
it's gotta
fun.
all
We
be
had
fixed
fun
by the time
playing
the
it.
game comes
We
out.
had precedent for that in the Big D, all right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What? Oh
Yep.
man, we should have known. We
We should have known.
And we
We
didn't.
have dated that game before, and all of our friends knew that game wasn't shit, but we
Yeah.
just couldn't see it.
Yeah. Just
No,
had
but
that
seriously-
starry-eyed look on our face.
Sorry,
Yep,
I look
yep.
on her face. And,
No, it's
and
okay. We can fix him. No.
we can. No, you can't fix them. But
No.
no, but in all honesty, like we had fun with certain elements of that game. It's like we said before. It is definitely, if they get in there and give it the whole overhaul that it needs, I'm sure that we'll go back and retry it because we're fair-minded people most of the time.
Are we?
And like we went
I
back
don't
and
know
we
if
did
we
the
are.
division. We went back and did the division,
Oh, that's true.
and then we came back and played the division too.
Okay. All right. I will I'll agree with you for now.
So, but yeah, but like I said before, it also burned us to the point where we had like 2 separate podcasts about the game, and then we went kind of quiet. and we barely roused ourselves for E3.
Yeah,
Pretty
barely.
much.
Oh man.
Yep. So, Anthem.
Exasperated
you-
sigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are Game of the Year for 2019.
For
Ugh,
contentious reasons,
Man.
but you are.
Not. Yep.
yeah. Man, that was a bummer of an ending, you guys. Y'all want to talk about something else while we're still rolling, so that we're happy?
I got nothing else to contribute to the list. It's
Oh,
been
man.
said and done.
Oh
Put a
man.
punctuation on that and we'll get the next podcast.
Oh,
It can't all be sunshine and roses on a great return.
That's true. Well, do we want to set a date for the next podcast?
Iffy.
I don't know if I want to do that in
Iffy.
front of witnesses.
In front of witnesses.
Let us not be
They
held
won't
accountable
care.
to the internet fiends.
Oh man. All right. All right.
It will happen just soon.
On our own time.
On our own time. Yeah, I was going to say before the end of the month, but then I remembered what date it is.
Dates,
Probably not
dates,
before.
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
already like 2/3 of the way through the month here.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah,
it the
yeah.
19th or something like that?
Yeah, we almost have 2 weeks left in the month.
Oh my god.
Man,
Almost.
that's
January's
kinda
already
quick.
almost evaporated.
Yeah, it's almost gone. It is
Yeah.
almost gone. Hey, as long as we get something in before mid-February, I'd be okay.
Okay. I think that's
Doable.
attainable.
I think so too.
All right, well, I guess that ends it. Thanks very much to the people that came out to listen to us shake off the rust. We shall play more Mordhau, and
Yeah.
it will be fun. But
Honestly, I could probably download it from my laptop and still make it work.
you know what? I might stream that after this on our
I think that you should, so I could actually look.
on our
Yeah,
Twitch.
we should do
All right. Okay. So that's what we'll do. We'll end on an up note of watching me die from people with hammers. All right.
Do it.
I'll see y'all on another stream, you guys. Bye.
Toodles.